Alrighty, folks. Alright, folks. Here we go. Alright, I'm having a great little. Oh, god damn it!
Follow from. 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 Don't follow from.
Hey, folks. Welcome to the Gravy Brunch, episode 3. Actually doing a sound check, kind of, this time. Sort of. There's a song I thought was appropriate for today's topic. If you were around in the 90s, you might recognize it. But it wasn't one of their biggest songs, but big band. I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll this time. I feel my luck could change. Kill me, Sarah. Kill me again. With love, it's gonna be a glorious day. Oh, pull me out of this crash, pull me out of the lake. 'Cause I'm your superhero when you're standing on the edge. The head of state has called for me by name, but I don't have time for him. It's gonna be a glorious day, yeah. I feel my luck could change and pull me out of this crash and pull me out of the lake. 'Cause I'm your superhero when you're standing on the edge. Woo! Hey, all right. Welcome everybody to the Gravy Brunch. A little late today, sorry, but I am here, and that's better than nothing. What up? What up, Jazz? Green Chili Bear, good to see you again. Run Boston, always good. Big Pine, my man. Rebel Honky, greetings. Good to see you, Dave, Hinkle, Angela Baby Carson. Oh man, you guys rock. Thanks for being here. Is this a good time slot? Is this a good one? What do you guys like better? Noon my time or 1 p.m.? Pick the old Rockfin. Nothing over there yet. So you guys, last night. Well, this has been the consistent theme that I've been noticing pop up is, you guys, there's this train wreck and nobody's talking about it, and it's really, really bad. And the media is purposely not talking about it, even though they kind of are. Like, it's not like, I mean, I see stuff. It's just, obviously, UFOs and balloons are clearly more important. Duh. You know, so it's not their fault. I like trying to play the devil's advocate for mainstream shit. It's more of a challenge. But to a certain extent, this is kind of like a baiting thing for the truthers. I saw some videos breaking down the movie White Noise, and yes, the parallels and coincidences are ridiculous. And I'll get into that, but it's still though, like, there's a lot of look at this coincidence, look at this coincidence, look at this number, look at this number, a 2-3, a 2-3. It's just that goes nowhere. I watched a 2-hour video of a guy who made good points, like breaking down the movie, showing all these numbers and stuff, and it's just like, what does this do? Maybe there's something there, but what is it proving? What are we proving? That there's like a controlled, like, you know, somebody planned all this, and then what? What do we do with that information? See, I personally think somebody who works for whatever, the train company or whoever's in charge of damage control, saw the movie and was like, oh, I know what to do, and I saw this on Netflix. And then he just did it, and then they blew it up. Like, I know what to do, and that's it. You know, because this story, White Noise, I thought was written, at first I thought it was written like a year ago or something, and then this happened, so I'm like, oh, okay, well, they're just writing stuff that they want to predict. But no, this is a book from the 80s, so it is a coincidence. I'm sorry, it has to be a coincidence. Otherwise, what is it? I mean, not just a coincidence, but, like, it is odd, but there's no, like, actual evidence. But it is kind of being underrated on the news, I think, to an extent, but also I don't think it's very smart to start spreading stuff like, oh my god, the air is going to kill you, because we are stupid. We are literally, our minds are open to suggestion so much more than you think. And if you start believing the air is going to kill you, then it will. We literally can manifest it. We don't realize it. Women kill kittens, as we saw yesterday on the show. Like, it's insane. Like, we aren't as in control as you think. Our brains are literally being controlled. Like, we can just manifest whatever we want. If we think we're going to get sick, we're going to get sick. Why do you think so many people that believed in COVID got COVID, and nobody that didn't believe it, everybody that didn't was like, I didn't get sick? You know, like, it's funny because once COVID went away, or once COVID happened, like, nobody really believed in the flu. So since nobody was getting the flu, and I do believe in the flu because I've had it, I didn't get the flu. I haven't been sick since the flu is now not a thing in the minds of people. I just don't get it. Maybe the flu's bullshit too. But I knew COVID. YouTube. But I was thinking, I didn't know anything. I had an opinion that it might not be as legitimate of an actual virus. But I'm just a comedian guy that doesn't know anything. But like, There's nobody that didn't buy it and then was like, oh, a month later, then I got it. No, you don't get it because you believe it. So that's what I'm saying before I start the show, because I'm going to show you guys some stuff on TikTok and a bunch of people freaking out and saying, oh my God, this is our Chernobyl. And kind of, I don't know. I haven't come to any conclusion, but what I do know is we are all, the more I look into how like our minds work, like, like you use caution before you start saying something is dangerous, because we'll manifest it before it's ever confirmed. Big time. All right. All right, let's check the chance. You missed the Ronnie. Yeah, she does push the button, but the cat doesn't die. I'm sorry that I might be able to play like a second of it and not get taken down, but you know it. I got so many people yesterday. Oh, they're doing it in crime. They're taking you down. I'm like, no, I got an email. I guess this is what they do. They weren't singling me out yesterday and censoring anything. That was just, I guess you have to like pause stuff and talk about it. You can't just play other people's shit, I guess. I mean, I see it all the time, but I can't, apparently. All right. All right, let's see. Rock fan. Alright, so I'm just gonna break down. Like, Tim Truth is amazing. Like, I was on a mission yesterday to go on TikTok and do all this stuff and try to find some actual stuff going on with this Ohio thing, because it's true. It was kind of hard to find real shit. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna take a while. But I love Tim Truth. His video yesterday kind of just did all that work. And so I'm going to use his video and use all of his hard work. And I have a description. In the description is a link to it, but I was going to use it as a reference. I think he'd be cool with that. We cool. What up, Valley Parks? Good to see you on Rockfin. Thanks. So, all right, it's an hour and a half video, and I'm not going to play it all the way through. I'm just going to watch little segments because it's TikTok videos here, a little bit of news segments here, a little bit of stuff like that. So here we go. This guy is kind of freaking out.
The Norfolk Southern disaster in East Palestine, Ohio is connected directly by water to the states of Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. And when you get to the coast, Alabama, Florida, and Texas. People do not understand the magnitude of this catastrophe.
All right. All right, I'm already scared. I'm literally. I may have just kind of pooped a little bit right now, right off the bat. I'm pretty scared, and I think I already buy it now. I think never mind. Everything I said before. We need to be pretty scared here. Let's get scared now. This young lady looks like she's in control of her emotions. Let's see what she has to say.
I literally grew up right down the road from East Palestine. My old childhood best friend lives in the fucking town. My current best friend literally lives right next to the town. It is so much worse than what the media is telling any of us. I'm getting reports from people that are down there right now that they're literally seeing schools of fish floating down streams, rivers fucking dead. I got a video from my friend,
I don't know what this is.
and she said walking, dude, it's all fucking dead. All fucking dead. And on the top of the water is a really pretty chemical rainbow sheen. The chemicals are in the fucking water, and they're lying to the rest of the country saying they're not. The water's been contaminated. The soil's been contaminated. The fucking air is contaminated.
I like her approach. Alright, so that is true, I guess, but I've seen other reports of people in Ohio that are like, this is not really that big of a deal. Now, I do want to show you guys one other thing. Let's see.
Hey everybody, as we've been covering on this channel, we've been seeing around the world huge numbers of dead fish washing ashore. And recently we've also seen a lot of dead whales. But we have an update out of Argentina to the fish kills saga. So this actually happened a few weeks ago, but it's starting to surface more and more and go viral after what happened in Ohio. But look at this footage out of Argentina.
This was blowing my
January
mind.
of 2023. Huge numbers of dead fish washing ashore. There are also reports of dead cattle. Let's watch this footage.
This is wild. Now this, I just saw this morning. Is this...
Look at all these dead fish. What are they doing to us?
To be fair, they all look like mackerel.
Why are our food supplies being attacked?
And mackerel, that just happened.
I think there's a pretty obvious answer.
Just kidding.
I think this is a Stalinistic purge. Starvation. For genocide.
Ugh. So I didn't hear about this one. But...
So for Jake...
Alright, let's go back to this. So far we have some videos of people saying you don't know what's going on. All these fish and animals are dying in the water and the explosion. Somehow the soil is already contaminated everywhere. I don't know how long it takes for that. The one thing that I thought was interesting about this crash, by the way, if you guys don't know, that when this train crashed, there wasn't an explosion, and then 3 days later, they're like, "Oh, I know what we're supposed to do. Like, it can be really bad if we don't blow everything up." So they blew everything up to prevent something worse, and that doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like, at all. That makes zero sense. I've never heard of that. All those chemicals just went up in the air, but I almost think it was just like they saw that movie and was like, "Oh, I know what I'm supposed to do. I saw this on Netflix, so let's blow everything up." Because that is what happened. Hey, let's see, where are we here?
It's rolling around the bend,
I ain't seen the
and I ain't seen the
sun.
sunshine. I don't know when.
All right.
As more effects from the East Palestine train derailment come to light, one of the concerns of local residents has been water contamination after dead fish were found in nearby streams.
The Leslie Run comes out of East Palestine.
So there's one thing I wanted to show you guys that I thought was weird. There's a video of people in Canada like getting caught purposely putting poison in the water. Where are you? I thought it was around here. Let's let it play. Let's see. Oh yeah, right here. Awesome. A little before that. Let's go to like. Okay.
And purposefully poisoned in a lake, and they used fish toxin. Somebody caught them in the act and showed the world what the canister that they were deploying into the river was. A citizen caught them in the act, poisoning the fish.
Yes, probably is pretty dangerous. We're going to turn that off. And if it's that dangerous, come on over. So,
you guys, if you ever see a lake and there's a bunch of guys that look like they have hazmat suits in your lake, go ahead and call the authorities.
And the man confiscated their poison and showed the label, and it was a fish poison. Now in this Ohio City and in the surrounding areas, we're starting to see wildlife die. We have reports of dead birds, dead foxes, dead fish, a dead cat. And it just matches way too closely with what we saw in Canada. So there's a lot to unpack here.
I thought it was
It's
weird that he
possible
said
this is a
a
smoke
dead
screen.
cat. I mean, a dead cat. I mean, that's a little dramatic, but
For a larger poisoning operation. Because from henceforth, everyone will just assume it was because of this and blame the train company. But what?
All right. So the other thing I thought was weird is the way the media is reporting it.
Up in Leslie Run. He and his wife noticed them last night, barely 48 hours after the fiery derailment 5 miles away.
This is huge environmental effects.
That's now one of many concerns the EPA now faces.
The impact of the fish, yes, there was a impact of those. However, the levels as we have seen it are protective to groundwater. We are aware there are some wells along that for residential wells.
Environmental cleanup crews were at and actually in that water today. So are these booms, which are used to catch and stop anything that shouldn't be flowing here, or into water wells, which Murphy uses for just about everything, including his livestock.
Your family, and you're bathing in it, you're using it for eating, you're drinking it. We got livestock, a couple horses, and we got pets, and is this stuff safe to drink?
At today's press conference, the EPA says it's safe.
We have been able to successfully control that runoff and contain the water and either treat it in place along with a robust sampling program for the water quality and we continue to expand that. And that will.
Oh my God, I love Paul. We continue to expand on the quality, like just words. Okay. There is a guy here that does a little water test. I thought was kind of interesting. Oh, look at all that. So this is what it looked like before they did the controlled explosion. They were like, this is too dangerous, we need to blow it up. I guess. Huh. I mean, how hard is it to just have trains not like it's not like there's a trains coming in from other directions. Like, can't it just go straight on a track? How hard is this? Call me old fashioned. But I mean, it's just weird that trains ever get into accidents at all. I hear the train a coming, rolling down the bends. All right, what happened to the sound
by
here?
side.
Here we go.
You can already see that the one on the left, water. Well, I'm
A little farther back. All right, let's check this out. East Palestine water. They're looking at the dead little fish. This is not helping because you don't really know. But this is like the only scientific thing I can really see on the water.
In regards to these Palestine train crash. This sample I'm looking at today is from By Road. This is probably within about 2 to 3 miles of the train crash. This is the closest water that I was able to gather outside of the containment zone. Here on the right side, we have Little Beaver Creek. This is upstream from Beaver Creek before North joins in. This will be my clean sample of what our water should be. If you take a look at these two containers side by side,
sorry about the delay there.
You can already see that the one on the left here is not only misty, it has almost the appearance of like a chilled alcohol versus this one on the right that you can see entirely through. That just looks like standard water and plastic. We already have some strips done, but I'm going to go ahead and show you 2 more. I want to record this in a continuous video so that there is no questionable doubt. This is a new strip picked at random. Dirty water. We're going to put it in the contaminated water, shake it to make sure that we get all the air bubbles out.
Yeah, my echo was I had it
the
going
rest
through my
of
mic.
the
It's fixed.
Contaminated strips.
Sorry, guys.
The nice thing is that those ones have been cooking, so we had plenty of time to wait to see the results. This is clean water from Beaver Creek. This is what should be in our waterway. This is what our fish should be swimming in. Same test. So now if you look at all of my results here, on the left side we have the contaminated water, in which you can see it is bleaching all of the color out of these squares, not so much actually changing what color they are, versus the right side. Look at how picture perfect these strips look. You can see that there is obviously something in this water in large quantity that is being hidden. Just go back to taking a look at these two containers and you decide.
That's what. Okay, so I don't understand what's going on here. He's saying that it's not really changing the pH so much, but it's making like there's something in the water that's bleaching the actual strip and making it fuzzy. And he's making that sound like that's not normal. I mean, for somebody whose job it is to test water all the time, like he's acting as if that's like not a common thing here. So, when I have like a long video, you can't really like scrub through it like accurately. You have to kind of just jump at these little place marks. Bear with me here. The girl with the frog tattoo. Oh, here we go. Watch this one more time. I'm trying to understand this.
That has collected a lot of these samples. These have all been carefully tagged. This is the Beaver Creek watershed. In regards to the East Palestine train crash, this sample I'm looking at today is from By Road. This is probably within about 2 to 3 miles of the train crash. This is the closest water that I was able to gather outside of the containment zone. Here on the right side we have Little Beaver Creek. This is upstream from Beaver Creek before North Fork joins in. So this will be my clean sample of what our water should be. If you take a look at these two containers side by side, you can already see that the one on the left here is not only misty, it has almost the appearance of...
All right, so like the water on the right is upstream, so it hasn't been affected, and the one on the left is as it's gone downstream, something's happened to it to make it changed, and so that's what this is all about.
Like a chilled alcohol versus this one on the right that you can see entirely through, that just looks like standard water and plastic. We already have some strips done, but I'm going to go ahead and show you 2 more. I want to record this in a continuous video so that there is no questionable doubt. This is a new strip picked at random. Dirty water. We're going to put it in the contaminated water, shake it to make sure that we get all the air bubbles out. This strip will go on the left side with the rest of the contaminated strips. The nice thing is that those ones have been cooking, so we have plenty of time to wait to see the results. This is clean water from Beaver Creek. This is what should be in our waterway. This is what our fish should be swimming in. Same test. So now if you look at all of my results here, on the left side we have the contaminated water, in which you can see...
All right, so it's like all fuzzy. So it's like it's actually bleaching the strip.
It is bleaching all of the color out of these squares, not so much actually changing what color they are.
Not changing the pH.
Versus the right side. Look at how picture perfect these strips look. You can see that there is obviously...
Now, usually when you do these pH tests, like you don't actually bleach, like you don't actually damage the strips in a way. It just kind of changes the pH. Like I've used these a bunch.
There's something in this water in large quantity that is being hidden. Just go back to taking a look at these two containers and you decide.
I can't tell from looking at that though. So there's that. That's interesting. All right. This video has a lot of other stuff in there. I do have it in the description. If you want to watch the full thing. The only other thing I was going to show from it is the odd pushback from the media. Let's see. And Well, let's watch what this guy has to say.
One of Taylor's foxes did die. He now has to get a necropsy on that fox to determine the cause of death for it. Now, every animal owner, whether it's a pet or agricultural animal,
I mean, the pets dying thing is valid. I think it's just, I don't really think it's going to change anything. Let's see. What are we looking at here? Okay, so, yeah, when it gets to February 6th, that's when they started doing this thing controlled. And then you start seeing all these chemicals going into our atmosphere. Before it was just like a burn, but then it just turned into this like giant like.
Here's ABC's Raina Roy.
Flames and thick smoke filling the air in the small town of East Palestine, Ohio on Monday afternoon.
Palestino,
after a controlled release of
Ohio.
hazardous materials inside 5 train tanker cars that derailed over the weekend.
Basically a mushroom cloud. I mean, there's really no other way to describe it.
At 4:35, we lit the flares in the pit that we had dug, that we had explained earlier about. The product heading to the pit. At 4:38, we detonated the 5 cars simultaneously. During that detonation, our crews that were out there did observe 2 of the cars did polymerize. So we were able to control the release where we wouldn't have been if we didn't take this.
So this was their solution. It was a burning thing. They're like, oh, this is so bad. And so they blew it all up and turned it into this.
So this was
a
for
bigger
us to
one.
Control the reaction that was taking place, and not the cars doing it on their own. That's very important. That makes it safe. The flames.
That makes it safe.
One car is already just about out. A small flame by it. We have a residual fire still in the pit, but not a large residual fire. We will be monitoring that throughout the evening.
All right. If you guys have seen White Noise, this is exactly what it looks like in the movie, but it's just a coincidence. Just a coincidence. Wow. That's when they did the blow up to make it better. This is the solution to a problem. All right.
Control that operation and not.
So all of this stuff just kind of goes up and in
expanding the
everywhere.
evacuation zone for a possible toxic plume from that release, now extending over the Pennsylvania border.
Those in the red area are facing grave danger of death.
Oh my God. What?
They are still in that area.
The NTSB is studying the train's data.
Excuse me?
Aligning that trench that then will light off the material. This allows us to flare.
Did you guys see that dead area? Is it okay? Hold on.
In that area.
The NTSB is studying the train's data recorder.
The red area are facing grave.
All right, let me take a look at this. If you guys are living in this red area, you're either dead or get out of there. In fact, if you're inside, if you're in this giant little cartoon thumb at all, get out of there. You gotta get out of there. All right?
Danger of death.
Danger of death.
Still in that area.
The NTSB is studying the train's data recorder and videos that may show mechanical issues with one of the rail cars.
Yeah, this is what
Tonight,
happened.
Norfolk Southern says
There's
that
like
control
some
release was
road car that
completed
just
successfully.
had like, it was like exploding. Whoa, look at all that. It's hypnotic looking, isn't it? Huh. All right, so we get the idea. It's an explosion. It's pretty bad. It doesn't look like the media wants to talk about it too much. Wow, there's another view of it. All right. I mean, that's a bold move to just be like, no, well, we're just gonna blow everything up because this is this. Like, excuse me? Ask anybody if that's cool? Okay, this is wild. So yeah, I've seen pictures of it like from an aerial view, and yeah, it pretty much looks like this. And it seems to me that like once chemicals kind of get to like that far into the atmosphere of like where it can like start raining back down, it's just in. Like our whole world is a giant distiller, so it's just like distilling up and then raining everywhere. So who knows? I don't know. Just get out of that thumb zone. Wow. Yeah, because before, when it was just the actual explosion, it wasn't going all the way up. It didn't seem to like infiltrate the whole like osmosis and like of just natural where things go of, you know, like back into the atmosphere. I'm not a scientist, and don't quote me on anything I just said. You know, osmosis and stuff. Here's a quick time lapse of just showing tons of smoke from there. Okay. One like that. Time lapsing. See, that's freaky. When you start seeing that, like, I think that's kind of scary. Okay, yeah, there it is.
Behind me, there's a large plume of very dark black smoke billowing up into the air, and the clouds of black smoke are filling the sky. I was actually working on my story in a parking lot across the street when I heard this loud boom, and then there was a fireball that came up from above the building and the trees, and then the smoke followed after that. So Ohio Governor Mike DeWine, he was in the area earlier today where he gave a press conference and said that crews would be working to basically relieve pressure in the tanker trucks for basically a controlled explosion. They were going to start that at around 3:30 this afternoon. And I was actually in a neighborhood a couple blocks over from where we are now, just before 3:30, and it was filled with firefighters and other emergency officials basically on standby. They were watching the scene, just waiting for, you know, what would happen next, and that included some crews from Portage County as well. So again, there was just a large explosion in East Palestine, a controlled explosion from that train derailment on Friday night. In East Palestine, I'm Jacob Brooks, TV2 News.
Okay. Okay, this is the picture. That's weird. That's weird.
So you can see the flames, the height of this.
Okay.
From that controlled explosion.
Last thing I wanted to show was, where is this? This part's nuts. Right here. They weren't really allowing people to report on it, apparently. And there's this guy here who's not causing a scene at all, so it's just really strange. 2 men charged, accused of breaking East Palestine curfew. Curfew. Remember those? Lockdowns?
Do you understand how quickly our lawyers will get me out?
I don't
We
care.
Sir, can we
I
talk?
don't care.
Just go outside.
Let's talk outside.
Go.
Let's talk outside.
Come on, out the doors. Out the doors. Out the doors. By other media right here. I'm going to listen.
I don't care.
It's my
You're going to
job.
walk out the door.
I'm going to listen.
You're going to walk
Do
out
not
the door.
touch me.
Come on out, sir. You're going to walk out the door, or you're going to jail.
Do not touch me.
Sir, can we talk outside, please?
I am trying to
Can we talk
listen.
outside, please?
And he escalated with me. I am doing my job. This is covered by the First Amendment.
Excuse me, sir. I'm the building supervisor here. Please leave.
There you have it. You're going to stand outside. You are.
Or you're going to jail. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Out. Out. Yeah. You're under arrest. Under arrest.
Oh, sir.
This guy is obviously bigger than all these people and probably could take them down. He's just kind of allowing it.
Okay, yep.
Stop resisting! Stop
You're under arrest.
Oh my God. Stop. You get this. I will get so mad.
Put your leg behind your back.
Lay flat.
Lay flat, please.
She wouldn't get this. This is so bad. This is bad.
Lay flat, please.
You guys, he's a national correspondent. You cannot do this.
I'm a reporter with News Nation.
All right, so that's pretty much where this story is at so far that I've been able to find. It is weird, I guess, but the weirdest thing is the correlation between the second story in White Noise, which was written in 1984, I guess. The movie is stupid. It's like listening to theater people talk, like just sniff their own farts the way they talk. It doesn't make any sense, but it's kind of perfect movie for people, like for right now. Like if there was going to be a controlled explosion in a train crash, like the whole second story is about this, and it talks about how misinformation is dangerous. So like there's already this subliminal idea, if anybody's watched this movie, that when they hear of this, they're like, oh well, anything else would be misinformation. Also, like the main character is a Hitler fanatic, and anytime the mainstream news mentions Hitler, they always stand on the side of like, well, we know Hitler is bad, and people who listened to Hitler got brainwashed, and so it always gives them like this like patted on the back, we are so smarter and we don't get brainwashed kind of mindset when every time they analyze Hitler and use Hitler as an example. Like they're like, oh yeah, look at them, you know, we would never do that, we got it all figured out, those people like fell for Hitler, so I'm gonna, you know, study that. And so it's just this whole facade of that kind of, it's kind of perfect. And then the last story talks about how they're depressed and they need pills to escape. So it's almost like the movie, like anyone who watched that movie then would, you know, be curious about the Ohio thing. There's like it's weird. It's like too perfect of a subconscious, like, no, look over here. So which makes me wonder, maybe they were just, like, director was asked to make it, you know, like, for this. But it's all just nonsense. It's like not even, there's really just not enough to really like make these claims. The most ridiculous coincidence, I would say, is here. I'm going to copy this. This is pretty wild. This guy, Ben Ratner, was hired as an extra. Let me pull this up. He was hired as an extra for this movie. Put that right here. All right. And there you go. You can. This is like a tweet, I guess. Proof of the simulation. In 2021, Ben Ratner was hired as an extra in White Noise, a Netflix film about a train crash releasing toxic fumes in a small Ohio town. A few days ago, Ben had to evacuate his home due to a train crash releasing toxic fumes in his small Ohio town. So I honestly thought, I heard that rumor, but I'm like, that's probably bullshit. No, that's not. But you know, coincidences do happen. They do. You know? I'm trying to be the devil's advocate. All right. Well, that's pretty much all I'm probably going to do today, and then I'll just talk to the chat here. How we doing? Is the echoes figured out? All right. Only the video playback. Oh, yeah. Just got here. Did you see the Netflix movie? Yeah, Bex. I was just talking about that. See, I watched that movie thinking that it was made for this event, but it's been around. It's a book from 1984. Yeah. White Noise. Swinging good to see you. Order followers. Ukis. Titler. Vanilla Isis is... that's genius! Wait. Vanilla Ice is never going to stop. Is the next PSYOP 10 years from now. White supremacy rise above movement. Charlottesville, Azov, Battle Lion, and 1-6. Not to mention Ukraine and all their Al Qaeda. Third Eye. I think it's weird that they were like, it's been a year since the Ukraine thing. Ukraine. It's also been a year since I wasn't allowed to go into businesses a year ago. Remember that? Oh, we're going to forget about that. I called businesses. Am I allowed in? No, sorry. You don't have your proper papers. No one's ever talking about that. Remember when the whole world just decided that you needed to take an injection to go into businesses and waitresses had the right to ask you about your personal medical information? That's so gone from the, like, it's just so, no one wants to talk about that. Oh, it sounds like it. I really like that Vanilla ISIS idea, LaSween. That's dope. Oh my god, you got some stuff here? Alright, stop. Coordinate militias. CIA off with a brand new mission. Black Ops and Ghost. Wait. Black Ops and Ghost mercenary folks doing the work of the evil folks. Alright, stop. Collaborate militias. CIA off with brand new missions. Black Ops and Ghost mercenary folks doing the work of the evil folks. I almost got it. If you got a problem, suck it. Papers, please. Alright, let's check Rockfin. The world, let's see. Oh, look at that. We got a bunch. I'll read these. Choir Boy. AM Wake Up. Had a lot on the derailment. The S.Y. Herc Nordstrom story, too. Yeah, I don't know much about that. I've heard about a little bit, but not much. Owen Benjamin was pushing back on the derailing fear. I still wouldn't drink the water or shower in it, though. Yeah, I saw that too. I saw that on his Telegram. Somebody, it was like 10 miles away. It was like, dude, everything's totally fine. I was like, could be true. But he makes a point that unless there's like a real reason, like don't. Like you might as well believe there's no reason to fear, even if there is. Like unless it's like an immediate threat, like you don't need your cortisol levels going there. So he does make a good claim. Cameras show car axles on fire for 18 miles. Wow, interesting. They either don't have a clue what the fuck they're doing, LOL, or they know exactly what they're doing. Exactly, yeah. And if the point of all this is to make us spin our wheels and go, oh, what is going on? They're hiding it. No, they're not. Yes, they are. Yes, no, they're not. UFOs, balloons. I just want to play some Vanilla ISIS. He wasn't ripping off Queen, by the way, because of that extra beat. Dun, 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 dun. Instead of, under pressure. It was completely different. So what does it mean you can filter it out? I don't know. I don't get that. Yeah, it's the water? I don't know. I mean, I'm so happy I use a distiller for my water. And because that way I know I'm getting water. I'm not just taking a gamble. And that's the only way to do it. Get a distiller. It's the best money you'll ever spend on anything. And Choirboy says, or where's the creek? Any word says, Beaver Creek, Ohio? I believe it's where it is. Choirboy says, they would say it's a very specialized process, pumping it out. correctly so, I assume. But we learn in hazmat courses that there are people who can do it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that makes sense. I can only assume that they didn't want to pay the price. I mean, for all I know, like, they could have just been toxic. I mean, we have fluoride in our water because aluminum companies don't want to pay for the toxic, like, getting rid of it. So they say, it's good for your teeth. Take our toxic byproduct of making aluminum. Oh, isn't that what a coincidence? The stuff that is extra that you need to get rid of just so happens to be the stuff that we need in our water for our teeth. Thank you, aluminum companies and fertilizer companies. That's a really good coincidence. That worked out. So maybe it's something like that. All right. I like doing these shows every day. I really do. This is fun. I mean, I'm only going to do an hour, but it's really nice. It's fun. I see it building. I'm glad you guys are joining me. I think this is a good time slot for me. Because I kind of just woke up. I'm on the West Coast, so it is my brunch time. And welcome. I need to get some champagne probably, but I've been on a dry spell lately and still not smoking cigarettes. It's going okay. But my back is going to shit now. Like, I turned 40, everything's gone to shit. Like, it's like, wow. And it feels like it's not going to be better another day. Like, this is what it feels like. Ugh. But enough about me. Look on YouTube. Go make some hot dogs. Absolutely. I am going to make some hot dogs. That sounds really good, actually. Much better time. Thank you. Yeah. Hey, what up, Sue Finelli? Let's see what you got. I got two word for you. Palm Beach Truth Stream Media has done a video on it. Merely one of the substances in the train crash was responsible for making ghost town back in the day. Oh, is that there's all that vinyl chloride stuff I see. I don't know enough. Not quite crumb. Jake Tran goes into this. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly. Like, I'm just kind of saying as I go. I might be wrong. Chris says go eat some seeds and start eating them. It distracts me from smoking. What I've been doing is kind of just I have tried just going outside and trying to juggle for like 5 minutes because I've never been able to figure out juggling, and it gives me something to do. I hate that I can't juggle. I hate it. I want to be able to juggle so bad. It can go like a couple minutes and it's just everywhere. All right. I started off the stream with a Radiohead song, and usually like nobody's ever around in the first 5 minutes, so I'm gonna play it again because I practice it. It's about a air crash, but because this is about a train crash, that was appropriate. Everybody had OK Computer playing on repeat. That's why I'm looking at the top here. It said Big Pine. Yeah, that was my favorite album. I had it on tape. I listened to it all the time. Fitter, more happier, more productive. That album is the shit. You got how many other songs on there? There was Karma Police. There was I don't know how to do the Android one, but that's a good one. And then there was No Surprises, and I mean the whole album's really good. Highly recommend it to all my millennial fans. You guys didn't grow up to it. All right. Well, that'll about do it. Thanks for joining me, guys. Hopefully I wasn't just all over the place, and I was trying to have some semblance of staying on topic. Sometimes I go back and I'm like, man, I'm all over the place. What am I doing? So I'm trying to be more on point and just kind of dish out pretty much the condensed version of everything I kind of come across when I'm looking into stuff, so I can save you guys some time and energy and not have to get all low vibey. We're on a roll. We're on a roll this time. I feel my life could change. Kill me, Sarah, kill me again with love. It's going to be a glorious day. And pull me out of the air crash. Pull me out of the lake, 'cause I'm your superhero when you're standing on the edge. The head of state has called for me by name, but I don't have time for him. It's gonna be a glorious day. I feel my luck could change and pull me out of the air crash and pull me out of the lake, 'cause I'm your superhero when you're standing on the edge. That's gonna do it for me, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again tomorrow, noon, Pacific time, or 1, I don't know, today I was a little late, or some sunny day. I want you please bring along to the folks that I know, tell them I won't be long. You'll be happy to know, as you saw me go, I was singing that song. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, tomorrow, noon, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day.